Okay, so good morning, hope you're all well. So obviously today's the day of starting to get everything broken down now in preparation for the winter. I'm sure that you're aware, and I have discussed it on numerous occasions now, that we will still be doing business koi up until the end of October. So it'll be the 30th of October that we'll end. So what I'm starting to do now is all the tanks are now empty now, which are 7 tanks empty now. I'm going to start draining those down and getting them sorted out and cleaned out in preparation for next year. So just to show you, so you can see that one now is being drained out now as we speak. This one's got to have some maintenance done to it. This will happen over the winter. So little tiny things like not being able to get in. So we haven't been able to get into this one, so as you can see this one's being drained down there as we speak. So I need to get over to the back of the shower and need to check that to make sure it's all alright. We need to lose this IV that's sitting here and a few decorations and stuff up the top just to make it nice and tidy, presentable. Ideally I'd like to get some designs on these. So I'd like to try and get some stickers or something on these and get that done. And then this will be jet washed out, cleaned, sterilised, drained straight the way down. So that's that. I've got show pond, that's been drained down now as well because there's nothing left in the show pond. So that'll be done probably in the next couple of hours. I've got 2 customers coming over to pick up a number of fish. So they'll be coming over sometime today. What else have I got going on? I've got Selco coming today as well. I've got a delivery of thermoblocks. 5 lengths of 6 by 2 by 4.8 metre and 10 lengths of 4x2 4.8 metre. The 4x2, that's going to be used for another table. It's got to be made to go down the bottom. So that'll be a project that's going to be done through the winter. The 6x2s, they're going to be used as catwalks, and I'll explain what's going to happen with them. Because I'm going to be getting Ian in to come and do some major changes. I'll show you. There's going to be a catwalk to go across that for inside there, and as you can see we've got all the acros up. So you've got 5 acros up there, 4 acros up there, look, and that's basically going to hold the roof up. There's a couple of modifications that have got to be made here. For the simple reason is we've got a bit of a leak over that side. So we've got a bit of a leak that keeps coming in here, and I think what's happening there is that wood's moved. So that's got to happen. And then obviously the 4x2 catwalk will run all the way along there. And the reason for that then is because I want Ian to cut these trees back for me. So I cut these off and take them down. And the same for these. All these now have got to be cut right back. And then cut right back and then top if you can. In preparation for the projects I've got going down there. And then I want them to do the same with all these, because as you can see there's a lot of ivy in there as well. But as you can see the canopies come right over now, so that needs to be cut right back to the tree, right back to the fence, and that'll allow more light into there. So that's that project. There's going to be a new smoker coming, so that's going to be for my barbecues for next year as well. So basically I'll show you now. So that's been decommissioned, and I'm going to have his big brother that's going to sit there, and then we might be making some modifications as well to the top and gnocchi plates. So I've got to be cleaned as well today because I haven't managed to finish that yet, and I've got to sort that out, and I've got all this has got to be done as well, and then everything's all got to be packed away and tidy, ready for, as you can see, slush machine's been stripped down as well, so all that's been done. This video is quite late because this video was before the video that we did the pats. So as you can see everything's running a bit behind on everything, to be fair, on the videos. But I just wanted to show you what was going on. I think I showed you the acros anyway. But I just wanted to show you what was going on and what's going to be coming up over the next 4 months, to be fair. So there's going to be some quite considerable changes, to be fair. When I say considerable, you as a customer probably won't even notice them, to be fair. But for me, from behind the scenes, it's going to make my life a bit easier. Little tiny things like cutting the trees back will make it easier for when the leaves keep dropping down into the ponds. Things like getting the lighting done over here so we can get this set up so this is nice and ready to go as well. Little silly little things like that, and it's the little things that make the difference. And I might get him to come and do a bit of block work. The thermalite blocks are for 3 of the ponds, so the garage and the pond outside. At the moment I'm governed by the filter, not by the pond, if that makes sense. So when I put them in, basically the filters were they were lower than what they should have been. So I'm governed by the filter to allow me to have for how much water in the show pond and in the one in the garage. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to raise the filter up by 2 blocks. Now obviously the blocks, as you know, they're quite heavy. So I'm going to go down the thermalite route because they're light, they're easy to use, and they're not going to be part for any construction in any shape or form. So I'm going to be doing that. And a few other bits and pieces. So hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next bit. Right, so all that's happening up at the top. I'm now down here. So next one is the show pond. So let's show what I'm doing there. Obviously I'm driving and safety first. That's locked in place, so we can't. That's locked in place, so we can't go anywhere. So all this will be cleaned out now. This is being piped into here. That's going to be cut and split, and then this is going. This has already been sold. This has. So this will be coming off. And it's got to go, and there's a Nexus 320 going to go on there. All this wood and rubbish and everything, all that's coming out. That's going to have a proper block frame around it to make it look nice and tidy, and then that'll come up and that'll probably be cladded out with something like that so you won't see it. So that'll be done. This is being moved over to allow more access in here for anything that we need to do. And then obviously the 320 is bigger than this one, so that'll come across. So this now is going to be drained down. It's going to be cleaned. I'm looking at putting a backy shower on the back of there because obviously I want to be able to demo that, because this is going to be about demonstration for the customers. So that's what we're going to be doing here. Also, there's a 220 that's going to go in there. So that's going to be one of bad boys there. So as you can see, there's 2 of them there. So one's going to go in there. And these tanks, if you look at these tanks on the radius, you'll see that they're dropping. You can actually see make it out on the wood. And the reason being is because the amount of weight that's on there. Bear in mind, each one of those holds about 107 kilos of Makita. So obviously each one of them, you're talking a ton and a half that's nearly on there, including the backy showers. So all that's pushing down. So what I've got to do then is I've got to take the cladding off, and that's got to be raised up, and that's got to be lifted back up that end to do that. So, and obviously we never expected that. We never expected it while we was doing all the bits and pieces. Who would have expected that MOT wouldn't take the weight? So that's that bit. What else is happening? So, show you what else is going to be happening as well. So obviously we've got all the presentation area, that's all sorted. So what's going to happen over here is that's being decommissioned. So that backy shower will be going. That might go on go over there also. That vat there, that's gone. So I've got a customer that's wanted something like that, so I said you can have it. So basically what will happen then is that cladding will come forward. And the reason for that is because behind the back of there will be the other 220, they'll go behind the back of there and it'll service these 2 tanks. So these 2 tanks will be serviced by one 220 and the other 2 tanks will be serviced by the other 220. I can't get the 2 around the back, it's just not physically possible. Although if I start breaking into the fencing, which I'm not allowed to discuss on here, we'll see how it all pans out. So that's it for now. So I'm going to carry on doing some cleaning, so I'll catch you boys later. Okay, something completely different. So I've got our Sarah and Teresa helping me out now because we've got a new project that's coming on, which is this bad boy, which is the Trigger Smoker. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. It's smoke home time! So, as you can, well, I'll show you in a sec. I've got rid of the original barbecue. Scrapman took that yesterday, so I've got to take some piping off this. This has got to come off. And this is the new smoker. So this is called the Trigger. And this has a capacity of, well, it's massive. It's probably got the capacity of about 10-15 chickens. So it is the full Trigger. It's the competition version, and it comes with a built-in oven. So built-in oven's down the bottom. So there's the oven. That's the built-in oven down there, look, with all bits and pieces in there as well. But this bad boy, I could stick half a cow in there. So it's smoking. Yeah, so we're getting everything in and sorted. It's a nice piece of kit. I know, it's sad, I know, I'll get it. But it's smoking time! Catch you guys later. I'm not kidding, I swear to shop, you know. Catch you guys later. Okay, so good morning. So a bit of an update on where we are at the moment. So Trigger smoker has been installed. That's been raised up as well, mainly because obviously bending issues for me, and so I can get access to the oven. So I'll show you where we are. So that's been raised up, as you can see, and that gives me really good access now to this oven. So there's no bending at all, and then this oven's good to use. Obviously the Trigger itself, it holds 9 kilos of wood chips, so that's good to do as well. Also at the moment we've kept this one, however my gut's telling me now I want another one of those bad boys, and I want it there. So but I've got to convince Tracer into letting me have one. But you see, why would I want to? Come on, yeah, I know, I get that. Why would I want to? So at the last open day we had in excess of 50 people come to us. That was the open day. End of season we had about 40. So if you can imagine, if I'm doing chicken and ribs and stuff like that, what better than to have a big smoker ready to go, so if you can just go with some tongs and go and help yourself. It's what we do, innit? It's what we do. However, what was disappointing was we had a lot of people come for the food, and not a lot of people buying anything, which is a bit naughty, but there you go, it is what it is. At the end of the day, if you're only coming for the food and you ain't buying anything, or you haven't bought anything through the season, you know what I mean? So, what are we up to now? So, we've decided to have a big makeover on the bungalow itself, and we'll say a big makeover. It's not a big makeover, but it's for us, better for us, so it makes it more aesthetically pleasing. What else are we doing? Pond maintenance and some other bits and pieces. So currently, so let me show you what's happening. So I've had Aid the koi keeper over, so he has replaced all my guttering. So all my guttering's now been replaced. If you remember, it was light oak, so that's all been replaced and done properly. He's put an extra down drop on it for me. Obviously that's got to be modified because we ain't got enough parts, so the parts are supposed to be coming today for that. And then obviously done all this, and then what I've asked for now is all of the fascias, all those on all the entire bungalow changing. So I want them changing to dark brown or light brown. So I'll show you what I'm on about. So I'll show you the front of the bungalow, because I've got Aid to demo me some. So as you can see, all the guttering has been changed, so it makes it more aesthetically pleasing. What else? So I'll just quickly show you through now. Oh, so it looks like that. So instead of it being black, it's now going to be brown. So you can see it just makes everything look a bit more aesthetically pleasing. So obviously, I don't know whether anybody's seen this, but this has been on here for a long time. So there you go. So that's that. So that's what's doing. So what's coming up? So we've sold all the koi. So last ones were sold yesterday. So we've got now koi now. Well, I'll tell a lie. We've got 30 koi that are currently in pond 3 and they're being grown on for next year. So that's a lie. So, but we don't have any koi for sale currently. So what's happening is that tank now is emptied, so that's going to be cleaned. As you can see now, we've currently installed Nexus 320 on there. So obviously you can see the difference. All the pipe work's got to be redone or remodified and rejigged. That's now been stuck, raised up, and as you can see it's gone up 3 blocks, and that's give it the height. But the simple reason is now the pond controls the filter, not the filter controlling the pond. So the biggest issue we had previously was the pond could only be raised to there. Couldn't be raised anywhere. So what we've had to do is raise the filter up. So the filter now, in theory, should be around there. Should be around there when it's filled up to there. But we want to take it up to there. So it'll take it up to on or around just below that bolt there. So that's that. Currently got a 300 for sale. But I think someone's coming to pick that up at the end of the month, so I'll show you that. So that's the Nexus 300, fully done. All brand new media is going inside that. So I'm using the old media, which is there, which will feed that once I've got everything done and in place. Okay, what else is happening? So, all the backy showers, they're all coming off. Luke from Trident Ponds has turned around and said, I've got some new backy showers I want you to demo. And you can then sell the ones you've currently got. And I've gone, okay. As long as they're as good as these, I ain't got a problem with it. But if they ain't as good, I ain't having it. Simple as that. So, empty. And I'm currently emptying that one. I'm currently emptying that one as we speak. So these backy showers are coming off. All the faces are coming off. All the trim's coming off. Because I've got to sort out the problem that I've got with these tanks. Because if you look, that drops about 6 inches that end. So what I want to do is raise that up, made a modification into that corner, and then one of those bad boys are going on it. So that's going to be sitting in that corner. Now, question is, what am I going to do with the other one? Very simple. So what's going to happen now? I'm just going to come around here. So that's been decommissioned, that tank is. I'm modifying the surge, so I'm taking these off and I'm going to make some modifications because I want T pieces. I'm going to work out how I'm going to do that. So as you can see, I've started emptying some of the Caneta out. Good stuff that is. Absolutely highly recommend that stuff for anaerobic bacteria and aerobic bacteria, or one or the other. I can't remember which one it is. So that's coming out. All of that's coming off. So all that wood's going to be stored over the back. That face is going to be coming forward. So that should give you a clue what's going behind the back of there. Will be the other 220. So 220 is going behind the back of there. As you can hear, water dripping at the moment. And that's me doing in a controlled way. So I'm controlled by emptying that tank. So these surges will be coming off. So these surges will be coming off temporarily. This pipe work's got to come off. Because what I'll be doing in here is all this will be tidied up, be repainted to look really nice. There's going to be a shelf for that because that hasn't worked. Well, it's worked, but it hasn't worked, if that makes sense. So it's sitting on a bucket. So I need to get that sorted. Electrics will be coming off, and I'm going to get an electrician in to get that sorted for me. All this gravel's coming out. So there's quite a bit of work going on. Plus, show you what I'm going to do as well in the quarantine. There's currently a few fish in quarantine as well, so and are available soon. So I'll show you in here. So this is quarantine, and obviously you can see the quarantine over there. Again, I've got exactly the same problem. So that pond is being governed by that filter. So if that pond goes too high, then that filter goes too high, and it's no good to me. So I've got to raise these blocks up by another 2, which will be exactly the same as the one that's in there, and again Nexus 320, and then that'll be fitted on there. And as you can see, I've got a Tempest running on there into a vacuum shower. So I've got a pretty much standard, which is filtration Nexus, and then into a filter Tempest, into a vacuum shower, and that's how the entire system's run everywhere. And as you can see, VIP seating there, and I normally sit there, because you can see that feeder behind the back of there. So that's what's going on. So that's where we are at the moment. I've got A coming back today, or sometime today, to start finishing the guttering off. Oh, I need to show you the shop as well. So I've made some big modifications now in the shop. So I've made the shop bigger. Just unlock it. Put some extra lighting in there as well to make that even better. So we have made it bigger. When I say bigger, I don't mean bigger as in the building bigger, I mean as in storage bigger. So I'll show you that. I'm just turning it on now. So as you can see now, go straight up to the wall. We're now stocking the new food, which is Dajiwa. So we're now stocking this. I'm sure you've seen this at the shows. So Mark now has kindly offered us at Westcroft Koi sole sales responsibility for the koi food stable. This stuff, so as you can see, we're doing the Sakikara, both wheat germ, balance and growth, and obviously we've got the other bits and pieces. Now, the koi food stable, koi food wheat germ and koi food growth all come in 2.5, 5, 10 and 15 kilo bags, and it's stupidly cheap, but the ingredients on it are absolutely crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to get a bag down now and show you. Now we've been talking about food. That's the new lighting, by the way. So we've been talking about food all year, pretty much. Okay. Now obviously I've been looking at this for quite a while. I just want to try and show you this so you can see. So we're getting into debates about crude protein, crude fats and crude ash. And there's no arguments and there's no debates. The best food on the market at the moment, without a shadow of a doubt, Sakikara. And it's wheat, wheat germ, the growth, everything brilliant, okay? But it's expensive. It's very, very expensive. So 2.5 or 2 kilos of Sakikara growth is around £60 mark. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, okay, for the simple reason is I don't want to get into any heated debates with anybody. I was going to get the ingredients out on Sakikara to show you, but I'm not going to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the ingredients that are on this new food. Now, it'd be good if I could pronounce the name. So it's pronounced Dajiwa. Dajiwa, something like that. Dajwala. Anyway, new koi food. So the new koi food. Right, so there's a guaranteed analysis on it, so let me show you. So, bear in mind this is the wheat germ. So the wheat germ, it contains whole anchovy meal, whole krill meal, soybean meal, whole flour, fish oil, squid meal, yeast, red algae, spirulina, I don't know what that's pronounced, calcium, I don't know what that's pronounced, and then you've got rice bran, enzymes, garlic, brine shrimp, and mixed vitamins, right? With the guaranteed analysis, crude protein, minimum is 25%, crude fat, 8%, crude fibre, 4%, ash 13%, moisture 10%. Moisture 10%. I don't get why you've got the moisture at 10%, but anyway. So, Sakikara, best of the best of the best. No arguments, no debates. Best of the best of the best. 2 kilos, I think it's about 60 quid. The wheat germ, 2.5 kilos, is 28 quid. Catch you guys in a bit. Right, sorry about that, I had a telephone call from Carl. Apologies, and obviously now I've sort of lost where I was now. So obviously this food now, 2.5 kilos, not 2 kilos, 28 quid. It's a no-brainer, for the wheat germ. 2.5 kilo koi stable, I think is exactly the same price, £28. I think the growth is a little bit more expensive. And obviously then you've got your 5 kilo bags, which I think are about 50 quid, give or take a little bit. And then you've got your 10 kilo bags, which are, well, I don't know off the top of my head. I need to have a look. But, you know, this food coming on the market now, I'm telling you, it's good stuff. I ain't arguing, no arguments, no debates. I have been using Aliaqua as well, but I've been using it on 2 independent ponds. And I am finding less waste with the koi stable and the koi wheat germ from Dajiwa. However way you pronounce it. Just say Mad Dog's Koi Food. Whatever. Right, so I'm going to leave this video at this at the minute because this is quite long. There's quite a few things that's going on. Oh, and I forgot to show you. So obviously all of your foods now, your treatments, NT labs up there, you can see we've got everything now. We're now also stocking Cloverleaf and we're stocking Pond Expert or Pond Keeper, obviously as well. So we've got all this. So you've got all your foods, you've got Envirex up there, you've got Detox, you've got your pond reactors, and then we've got all of this. So I did say that I'll be doing all the piping and the fittings, and obviously there's all your visual aids. So you've got all of your 90s that are at the top, all 4-inch, 110, 3-inch, 2-inch, 1.5 inch, and then you've got your stables and your connectors and your slide valves, blah 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 blah. Then you've got fish feeders up there, and you've got eco pumps and Vario pumps, and you can see the Variflow pumps up there now. So you've got your 30, you've got a 20,000 coming in a minute, and then we've got the big boy fish feeders. These fish feeders at the moment are an absolute cracking deal. So Amazon, I think these are selling at $99.99. We've got these at the moment at $89.99. No brainer, really. That's pretty much it at the moment. Obviously, we've now stopped doing fish for the rest of this season. Not stopped fish as in permanent, but we've stopped doing it for this season. We've got stuff coming in from Japan from December onwards, but all that will be in quarantine, and then obviously you've got 6 to 8 weeks quarantine on them, so I call that 2 months. So if they're coming in December, you're looking at February before they come out of quarantine. So obviously then we'll restart our season around the March time, and then we'll have an open day again first week in April, I think it is. Mad Dog stuff. So there'll be a few updates as we're going along over the next couple of months. But apart from that, be good, be nice to your family. I'll see you soon.